We are at the Mountain Harbor Inn in Dandridge, Tennessee. Beautiful views. We just now arrived, and that is probably, we have a, weather permitting, a sightseeing crew, a cruise, a sunset cruise. And this is the balcony. You have a couple of rocking chairs. We're on the very end. Let's go inside. This is a king suite, non-smoking. And let's take a look. There she is.
Alright, so because I couldn't listen for the instructions because you were so far away.
Door struggled a little bit to close, but anyway, cool room. Love the bed.
So this suite, every suite here has its own name, and of course I wanted to know it was like a Gone with the Wind suite, and I've got it right here.
All right, there you couldn't see your microphone for your hair. There it is.
That's the point.
Okay. All right.
But anyway, every suite has its own name. They have like the, this is the King. They have a Gone with the Wind. They have a Presidential and a couple other ones. I went with the King because it seemed to be one of the more roomy ones, and it was on the end. But this is the little kitchenette area.
I was going to turn the chandelier on. Look at that.
And refrigerator, microwave, cabinet. I wonder if somebody, like if this is somebody's condo and they rented out it.
I don't know.
This is a closet with like pillows and things like that in it. And he said there were towels under the bathroom sink, extras. It's got the little sitting area and the little TV area. And
mints or good chocolates big bed. Or something on the
Dove chocolate, it looks like. And here's the bathroom. And one of them had a big bathtub, but we always get a big bathtub, and then I never use it. So
got a removable shower head. I like that. And then here's the
plenty of toiletries.
Vanity. It's kind of like a house. I mean
it's like a little apartment.
Like cottage. And I like that they have a separate throne room. You know what I mean? But that's where you do your business there.
So anyway, so some of the little perks of here. So at 4:45 we have to be down in the office because at 5 o'clock there's a sunset cruise if the weather holds up. And then so you cruise around the lake for like an hour. And then at 6, so if you stay here, you can pick up your pizza. And they have is it Hunt Brothers? I was about to say Sam Hunt. They have the Hunt Brothers pizza. And you can pick up to 10 toppings, but I got all the meat because of you. And you can pick thick or thin, which I would have wanted thin, but I got thick because that's the one you like. And I didn't put any on half because I knew I wouldn't eat half, and you wouldn't eat the stuff I put on there. So anyway, but we'll go on the cruise at 5, pick it up at 6, and then you can have your little pizza snack. And then from 5 to 7, they have a dessert. An intimate dessert,
romantic candlelight
dessert little thing, and you can pick from like 4 different desserts in the little dining room. And then in the morning from 8 to 10 they have breakfast. So he did give me this neat little thing here that is like it's information about it. It's when to go to everything, all your passwords. I thought this was neat. So they have local restaurants, fast food, sit down. And then they have like the ones that they recommend.
Right.
And then they have Billy's top 10 favorites, which that his favorite like around like just restaurants like the Old Mill, Bush's Baked Beans Cafe, which we're going to be going to tomorrow. Holston's. So that's pretty neat. And then facts about Douglas Lake and about the city of Dandridge.
And Dandridge is the second oldest city in Tennessee.
Yes.
1793 was
of Jefferson County, Tennessee.
And I think incorporated, 1799 or not, 1799. But I remember 1793 was one of the dates.
I'm having to scan.
Well, that's okay. But it is the second oldest. Jonesboro is the first or the oldest in Tennessee. And
it is named after Martha Dandridge Custis Washington, the first lady of the United States.
There you go.
So, it's the second oldest settlement in Tennessee. Yeah, we got you in writing. and it's pretty neat. This tells a little bit about like the fish you can catch here and things like that. And so they have a television studio. Did you know that? I don't remember that. It's a gospel music station.
Oh, cool.
And they record for Music from the Mountains.
Well, I wonder if they record me singing a little ditty.
It says airing on every Monday from 7 to 8 and Wednesday from 6 to 7.
Huh.
And so I saw that down there, Studio 46.
Well, I need
it's
to
right
ask
underneath
about that.
it.
Let me sing a song for them.
Well, it says we record right here on location every week. Our show features Southern gospel music with top names in gospel and your favorite quartets. I'm sorry. Since you're only one of you, you probably don't qualify.
Yeah. This was the coolest part to me. Just little touches like this. When we walked in on the little kitchen table, it says, "Welcome, Christina and Daniel, from all of us at Mount Harbor Inn Resort on the lake." It's supposed to be very romantic, so we're going to check it out, and we'll show you the lobby here. Am I focusing on that? Yeah. But anyway, we'll show you the lobby and all of that stuff. Take some footage of the cruise, and the pizza. So we'll have a full video when this is said and done. But we're going to unpack and see what we can get into around here.
Lord. I got it on film, too.
Ever get in a fight on a trip? No, let me use the microphone. Ever get in a fight on a trip?
Right before you go on camera?
Yeah. Not a fight, but just, I guess everybody's tired. I don't know. We're wrapping up our little thing on the Mountain Harbor Inn. Did I get it right? What were your thoughts?
Yes, dear.
That's good. What were your thoughts?
I was trying to do the Andy Griffith thing.
That's good. Nothing. Or morning, honey. Was that good?
I don't remember.
Or one of them said dear, one of them said honey.
Or darling.
Something. What'd you think?
I really enjoyed it. It was, we were hanging with the older crowd a little bit. I liked all the activities. I liked that it had other things. It was kind of resorty. I liked it was at a good price. Everything was super clean. The staff was really, really helpful, considerate, anything you needed.
They were great.
The boat ride, a little bit nervous walking across. I mean, it's not something that if you had any accessibility issues that you could do. You could go, you just cannot do that part, and you would need to be mindful of which rooms you pick.
Yeah, I mean, we've got some friends that have some bad knees and some family that's got some bad knees or backs, that type of thing. We had to climb up a big flight of stairs. There's 19 big old steps. I mean, it wasn't anything for us really. But if you had any kind of problem, as you said, accessibility, it would be tough lugging a suitcase or suitcases.
There are ground floor rooms that you can access that would be easy to
get to, but
you would need to check that, but you might as well mark that boat right off.
Plus, you walk out on a floating walkway.
Death trap.
It was, I mean, that was the worst part. I wasn't scared once I got on the boat, but to walk out there is a little janky, and some of them look older.
The intrusive thoughts thing going, like where I'm thinking, like if I stepped over here just a little bit, I would fall off in the water, or if I rocked back and forth, I could knock everybody off in the water.
And I did think that. And I was looking to see if there was anybody I didn't like.
I was walking, but this morning or today, you can knock me off.
Whatever.
And so when we were walking, like I would notice if I stepped hard one way or the other, and then it's kind of like when you're thinking, I'm about to fall down these steps, I'm about to fall down these steps, and you start almost falling down the steps. That's the feeling I had. So we went out. It was like there was supposed to be rain, and it was clear, but you could see that it was clouding up when we were heading back a little bit. And so he was like, let me pull up the weather. And I'm like, let me just live in blissful ignorance. Because I was already nervous, and I knew that I would be thinking constantly about having to walk across those plastic things. Yeah. But I actually got out of the boat and off of the death trap easier than going on the boat. So, and you have that feeling of people are watching me, I'm about to fall. And so anyway. But it was great. The captain was nice, or what I guess you call him captain. I did think it was going to be like sightseeing, like there was going to be like, and over here we have, and over here we have, and it was like. You hop on, you ride in silence, or, talk to people. But they did have speakers, I noticed, in front of the boat. Yeah, I mean, maybe they throw out some party music at some point. I don't know. Throw down. But it was neat to have that. Nice touch. If you plan on going on that excursion, make sure that you are well balanced. Oh, I dropped the mic. That was me. That loud sound of moment. Yeah. Can I explain the food? Yes, because you ate more of it than I did. Yeah, I did. I mean, I'm just saying you ate more. I think that was a dig too. But anyway, you got to schedule things at a certain time. Now, you can get your pizza to go to the room, which is what we did because we ate at the Smoky Q for a late lunch, which was great. But they will bring you your pizza out on a little silver platter if you want. If you sit down at the table, because we sat down, you saw the picture of the dessert in the video just now. I mean, it was fantastic. The dessert was fantastic. You can eat it in there. They brought us a Diet Coke. They have coffee out, water out. It's kind of like being at summer camp, though, because the lady's like, okay. She's like, who all wants to come in for your pizza? Who all wants your pizza now? Who all wants? And then they were like, okay, who all wants your, And they lit a candle. For romance. And it worked last night. We needed another candle this morning. Have you got a candle anywhere? No. I'm sure. Anyway, and so we ate our dessert down there at like 6 o'clock, right after we got off the boat. But they lit the candle, gave us a Diet Coke, and then we
carried our pizza to the room and ate it. This morning, you go downstairs for breakfast, and let me tell you, you saw the plate. They had a spread. I didn't even get to eat the French toast, or they had apples, like the cut up buttered apples, cooked apples, stewed, whatever you call them, country apples.
Warm cinnamon apples.
Yeah, they had fresh fruit. They had coffee, juices, milk. I mean, it had everything. And when you think about, I think we won't tell the price. You can look up the price, but I mean, it wasn't cheap. But when you factor in the pizza, the dessert, which that dessert would have cost $15 somewhere, to get it at a restaurant.
And
the buffet.
Let me point out on the dessert. So we always err on the side of I'm not going to ask for more than I'm supposed to ask for, because you don't want to be told no, or that's how I do. And we thought it was one dessert per couple, but we could have got 2 desserts. However, even though we probably should have just to try it, there's no way because he ended up, I think I ate 5 bites, and he ended up having to eat the rest. So there's no way he could have ate 2 desserts without being.
It was huge.
In like a sugar coma. So
yeah,
like
I'd have been in the hospital.
Diabetes.
And injected me. Sometimes I mess up.
Eat too much ice cream.
Yeah, eat too much ice cream and cake. So the food, you add in that, the boat ride, the experience, I mean,
the niceness of the staff, or the helpfulness. And then this morning I noticed,
on camera,
what are you doing?
I'm not
this morning, when we were having breakfast, the owner was in there, and he was just kind of talking with everybody and, interacting. And
he looked like a fun guy to be around.
It was as close to a bed and breakfast as I would ever want to be.
Yeah, I don't want to sit at the same table with people. They had separate tables you could sit at.
It had a Dirty Dancing vibe too, like when they're when they're all sitting around and they're in the cabin, they're all eating their meals, or all those little round tables, and it did give me a bit of a Dirty Dancing vibe.
The room, I've only seen it once, and I didn't like it.
Well,
it wasn't a good movie.
You do not have good taste.
But
in movies.
I think I got great taste in movies, but Dirty Dancing was not. That's one of them dumb 80s movies.
No, it was a classic.
Well, I mean, I guess people say Breakfast Club was
too,
and I thought it was horrible. And the other one where they're attending a funeral or something, I thought that was garbage.
I don't even remember it, but
there's
a lot of good things I know the movie you're talking about, but I didn't see it then. There's a lot of good things that can be learned from Dirty Dancing.
Eddie and the Cruisers was great though. Words and
nobody
music.
Puts baby in the corner.
Yeah, but they did, or he wouldn't have been having to say it.
But he got her out of the corner.
But somebody did put her in the corner, so obviously that's not a true statement. Wax On, Wax Off was one of the worst movies ever made. Karate Kid.
The first one was
horrible.
Bad.
You call a
timeout. So back to the Mountain Harbor.
You call a timeout because he's got a broke ankle. You take like a couple hours off. He heals him with some mystic Asian kind of stuff, and he comes back and wins. But anyway, the only thing I would recommend that Mountain Harbor Inn do is fix some of the walkways. I nearly fell through the deck last night. You got it on film, but I didn't include it in this.
Are you serious?
I'm not going to include my big fat self walking and nearly falling.
That was the best moment of film I've ever caught on camera.
When I put it together, because we're recording this before I put it together, we'll see. So if you saw it, you saw it. If you didn't, I decided not to. But there's some rotten boards on the deck, so be careful. And on the walkway, or the porticos, or whatever you call them, the balconies to your room, they have some chairs sitting outside, as you saw, some rocking chairs. And there were 2 spots in front of rocking chairs that I would try to miss.
Kind of soft spot.
They're soft, and if you're big and...
But, I mean, it was built in 1920. It's a very old building. It just maybe needs a little bit of love and care. And I think they were doing some work to it, it appeared, too, because some of the areas did look a lot newer, like that fire pit area and all did look like it was a lot newer.
Shower was great. Shower head was great. Water temp was great. Pressure was great. The bed was great. The air has a thermostat, even though it's one of those little wall...
mini split thing.
Yeah, kind of thing. But it had a thermostat. You could set it. They had a good TV with everything from YouTube to different cable channels. And, I mean, they had everything you would want. That was the only thing that I did not like that. And, again, if you have accessibility problems, get a first floor room, and that's basically, but to get up to the dining hall, you'd have to climb a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I loved it. Great experience.
We met some neat couples there, you kind of got to talk while you were eating because you became familiar faces with one another.
Oh, yeah.
There was a couple from, I think they were in Florida now, but had lived in Colorado. They travel around a lot. So we got to talk with them for a little bit, and they were a nice couple. And We got to do some recommendations of places for them to visit, and they told us about some places they'd visited, so that was pretty cool.
Had a great time. Glad to be back home. We came through a torrential storm right when we hit the Alabama line, but we made it, and we're still in one piece. So thank good Lord for that, and thank you for planning the trip, sweetheart. You are so wonderful. Even though you're mad at me for no apparent reason, but
anyway. And it's about time to start round two. So
ding. But anyway, hey, most of the time we found a happily ever after.
Now hopefully you'll find yours.